Sasa mimi ndo huyo. After all this struggle, after the hustle of trying to get this money and travel to this foreign country, well, I have arrived safely. And niko pale immigration, and inside me I could feel a kind of fear. I don't know where this fear came from. And as people check in, it came my turn. And I could see everyone else like wanakuja kama wamepita, wanakuja kama wamesonga. And so I was like, oh wow, pia mimi nitakuja kama nimesonga. So it got my turn. I was asked questions, and then boom, I was asked, stay aside. Hi guys, my name is Monica and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in our today's video, I know some of you guys have requested this. I know we have the story time part 1 where you guys, I told you how I started my journey to travel to China. It was challenging, and if you guys you haven't checked that video, I think it's good that you post this one. First of all, go and check that one and then come and continue with this one, because it is just a continuous thing, and I'll leave the link on the description box. You can check it out. You can learn something or to get motivated, believe in yourself, yeah. And so guys, here it is. We stopped the other time. The story came to an end whereby my dad assured me that why didn't I speak up and tell him what was going on. He had the solution for me, because he had some cash with him which he could give me, and maybe it could act as pocket money that I could travel with. So now I'm a bit comfortable, and it was time to check in. I don't know, do you call it check in? I don't know. Check in at the reception at the airport, and then boom, I got the plane. And I remember when I got the plane, I think that day there was a go-slow, and so I was a bit afraid because it was hectic at the airport. I remember I wanted to do this Kenyan thing, kuruka line. And we were with my friend, and my friend was like, Monica, acha ujinga, kwa nini uko na uoga, kuja nikuonyeshe. And then my friend would like go there, skip, and then there was a mzungu there was some wazungus in front of us. Sasa vile beshtangu la kuskip line mzungu aliongea vibaya, but eventually we approached someone, a black person, then maybe she was a Kenyan, and then alikubali historia ya kuruka line. So we skipped the line. It was around 10, and my flight was supposed to leave around 11:30. So I felt a bit late because I had not checked in. So I got in there, and then it was time to check in. And something else, when you're doing something for the first time, it has a challenge. After getting to check in, I had this, when you're going out there, sometimes you're told, oh, beba hii na hii. I remember I had those hairsprays, nilikuwa nimebeba mafuta kubwa za kujipaka, and then I remember nilieka to the wrong luggage. So after bag yangu imechekwa ikubwa na ikaenda, zilikuwa kwa hand luggage, and then I was told on the hard luggage you are not supposed to kubeba hizo vitu kubwa. So do you know what happened? I was told you either throw your items away, or if you have a friend or a relative around who hasn't left, tell them to come and pick them. So I felt like crying because I had been told, oh, carry this and this item, and now they have to be thrown away. Yeah. So I called a relative of mine and I gave them, because there was nothing I could do, because my other luggage had already been scanned and went, and I couldn't carry it with my hand luggage. So I got to the plane, and I remember my seat, I sat between two gentlemen. I guess one was like more of an Indian, I don't know, an Indian or something, and the other one was from Ghana. And these gentlemen couldn't talk, and then for me it was my first time to fly, so I was like kind of excited, and they were sleeping, and I was like, why are you people sleeping? Okay, this time, like, where you talk and enjoy these kind of things. And maybe I was like, well, maybe wow, wamezoea, so it's nothing new to them. So the first flight was supposed, like, I had to connect two flights. The first flight had a stopover at, I think, Oman. Then the other one was supposed to start from Oman to China. So the second flight, we had a stopover at Oman. I remember it was like the entire flight was full of like Asians, very few black people. And I remember I got lucky and I sat next to a Kenyan lady. And as we were talking with this Kenyan lady, was like, oh, like we would ask each other, why are you traveling to China? What are you going to do over there? And she told me that she was going to China for business. Like, she goes there to buy some kids clothes and comes back to sell them. And I was like, what do you mean people import like kids clothing? And she told me, yeah, that is what I do, and I do it every 3 months. And I was like, wow, this lady must be very rich. And so I started questioning her. I'm more into business. I started questioning her, like how much should one need to do this thing, blah blah blah, all those things. And so we talked a lot, and this lady was kind of young, because I'm pretty sure she was below 30. So it was like a kind of motivation to me. I was like feeling, oh God, in the nearby future I want to be like this business lady. Thank God today I'm one. So as we were almost to arrive, I started getting this tension, because well, as much as I had that stress of I didn't have enough money. At this time my dad had already sent me the money, because when we were having a stopover at Oman, I saw the M-Pesa messages they got it, and I was like, wow, now I have the money. But remember, my dear friends, I have not communicated to my friend, like, to tell her like this is what and what happened, or this is the kind of amount of money that I have. And it is expected like to have like some show money that you should be having. So we arrived safely, and I was feeling stressed. So we have arrived, and now it's time to check in. Check in, check out. We have arrived already in China. Now it's time, like, you see that place whereby we have the immigration people. They have like to question you, passport, where are you going to, blah blah, all those things. Then so that you are allowed to go to the mainland, I think that is what we call it. Yeah. So I'm there, I'm in the queue, but I was feeling kind of afraid, so sikutaka kupanga line like niko mbele. Like, I felt a kind of fear, and I don't know where this fear was coming from, but inside me I was feeling like maybe I don't have enough money, and I was overthinking, and I was feeling like, oh God, you know how much I have struggled. Like, I struggled a lot. I worked hard a lot to save this money, like to come all the way to China and hustle. And then I had like this fear, what if it happens, like I get here and then I must like go back, or maybe get deported. That was the thing running in my mind, and I had the tension. So when I got to the immigration people, they could speak English, so they asked me several questions. And then I think there's something that they asked me, and I don't know, maybe we had some miscommunication, because their English wasn't very good. I don't know what happened, and then they asked me to stay aside, and then they directed me to somewhere aside in some seats over there. So I could see another large group of people coming in. I guess they were from another flight. They were coming, checking in, and then they would leave another one and going. And still I've been asked to sit somewhere aside, and no one was talking to me. The first time there came a gentleman, and then he could only say hello, that is hello, and nothing else. He couldn't speak anything else in Chinese. And guys, do you know what? I didn't know a single word, like any word in Chinese, even saying ni hao, I didn't know. So I'm aside over there. Then as we stayed there, another gentleman came in, and this one could speak English. And then he asked me, like, what is your name? May I see your passport, blah blah. And then he went in to an office over there with my passport. So at this time, because I've been set aside, I was calling my friend, and when I tried calling her, I don't have the Chinese number. I'm only having my Kenyan number line, that is. So I called my friend, it couldn't go through. I don't know why it was off. And then my friend had referred me to another friend of his that who could come and pick me from the airport. Again, it wasn't going through. So this time I WhatsApped the agent who took me, and I was like, oh, this and this has happened and I've been set aside. So then the guy asked me, what did they ask you? I told the agent everything. He told me, fanya hivi, umeitishwa show money, umeitishwa pesa? Nikasema bado sijaitishwa. Hawajaniambia like I show the money that I have. So he told me, do you have your ATM card? Yes. How much money do you have? So I told him the amount of money I have in my card and also in my M-Pesa and the cash that I had. And I remember I only had like 200 USD, yes, in cash, that is. The rest of the money, some of the money was in M-Pesa, the other one was in my bank card. So he told me now that maybe kuna kitu wana suspect, so fanya hivi. Tell them this is the amount of money that you have. Tell them this amount, the card has the kind, the card has this kind of amount of money. And he told me, if you are going to answer their question, these people can be like, they can just suspect something small, and you never know, the next minute you can be sent back home. And I was like, gosh, I don't want this. You know how much God I've struggled, and I'm coming to this country to hustle, and I have to hustle, so lazima kujiamini at this time. So I took a deep breath and I said, so help me God. So when this I don't know, immigration officer or police, I don't know, immigration officer came in, he asked me a question. Then he was like, he asked me, do you have your card? Like, do you have your card? And where are you going after the airport? I told him everything. And then he told me, may I see your bank card? Where is it? I showed him. And then he asked me, like, how much amount of money do you have? I told him. Then he told me, and now that you have your bank card, how are you going to access your money? I told him I will use it, and I have some amount of cash with me that I took, because that is, I couldn't carry all the money in form of cash money. So he told me, may I see the cash that you have? So I showed him the money that I had, the USD, and then he was like, okay, just leave, it's okay, we are sorry. And he said apologies, and then he let me go. So until today, I don't know why they did set me aside. I don't know why, but at that time I was so much tense. And I remember as I was walking now going to the immigration place where I'm supposed to go to the other side, the officer again called me back, and then there were some other two black girls. And then he told me, like, can you speak to these people? Because these people, the two girls, they seemed young, around between 20 to 25. They couldn't communicate in English. So I asked them hi. They couldn't respond to me. I tried to talk in Swahili, because maybe I thought maybe we could like communicate, nothing. So, and the language they were communicating, I don't know what language is that. So I just told the officer I cannot understand their language, and so they let me go. So I went to the immigration, everything. I passed the immigration, then now it's time to go. Now again, you guys have told you it is my first time to travel. So I'm going to the place whereby we have to wait. I don't know how we call it. We have to wait for our bags. And I'm already late. The group that I came with, they had already left, and some other two groups are in there. So I waited. That belt, the belt kept on going around, round and around, and I can't see any of my bag, and I was stressed. And I remember trying to approach, I think an Indian, I don't know, maybe an Indian, and then this Indian couldn't speak in English. He could speak in a way that I couldn't understand, and then she was just like shaking the head or something. And now I didn't know what to do. Then I saw this white guy, and I was like pretty sure this one is not Asian or something. So I approached him, and then he could speak English. And then I told him like, I can't find my bag. That's when he showed, can you, maybe they placed it. When did you arrive? I told him like I had to wait at the immigration. So he told me like, maybe they did place it. I said, just let's look around. And then we checked around, and then I found my two bags. And I was too happy. Now it's time not to exit the airport. Mimi hiyo sana nimeshachukua bag zangu na ni mzito. and then kuna ile place sijui kiniita waiting bay place, watu wengine I don't know how to call it, like where watu wenye wako huko wanagoja wenye wana arrive, and then they have the names held up high. Oh, this is who and who, this is when who. So on to me. Do you know what, like I was busy like trying to check, can I see my name somewhere? I checked, but there wasn't my name. So I left. And at this time my friend isn't picking I think the phone was off, or I don't know why it wasn't going through. So I even don't know how to exit the airport. Am I supposed to go up on the lift? Am I supposed to go downward? So I stood there and like I decided, let me just observe how things are going. And remember at this time, most of the people they are not even speaking in English. They are speaking in Chinese, and I cannot understand a thing. So I think there are some other people, I think they were taxi drivers or something. They kept on approaching me, or maybe they were asking me like, where are you going to, or what hotel are you going to? Probably that is what they were asking me, because back then I couldn't understand. And so the moment they found like I'm not understanding anything, they just left me. So I remember I saw a group of some black people. They seemed young, maybe they were students in China, and I saw them like getting into a lift, and they were going upward. I decided to follow them. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm just following them. So when I followed them, like on the lift, like we kept on talking, and this one guy told me like he's from Rwanda, and he's a student over there. This is his, I don't know, second year. So we talk a lot, and then he was like, who came to pick you up? I told him no one. This was like, why? How are you going to know around? So we walked together until the outside of the airport, and then they had their taxi. So we stayed there. I think it was around 10 to 11 there at night. We stayed there. My friend's call is not going through. The guy who was supposed to pick me up isn't going through. So we stayed there. And the guy was also with me as they were waiting for their taxi to arrive. And after talking, like he asked me to give me the number of the person who was supposed to come and pick me up. I think he had the Chinese number, so they called the person and they were able to communicate. And so the person told him where I'm supposed to go. So the guy, we stayed with the guy there, and then each and every taxi that we waited for, the taxi said they are not going over there. So when this guy, the Rwandanese, their taxi came, they left me. I think they were one guy and two girls. They left me, and I was left there alone. So this guy, I'm there waiting. Each and every time I'm like, taxi, and then I'm like, hi, I want to go. I don't even know where I'm going. Then I talked to this guy, and he told me, write down this name. So I wrote it in, like, you see, like how we write it in English, like SH that way. But remember in Chinese they have their Chinese characters. It is not written that way. So I wrote down the name. So each and every time a taxi came, was like, of course the taxi understand this is a foreigner, we want to go maybe to a hotel or something. And then I could, like, it's a phone, like I show them, here, read here. And the taxi driver will be like, I don't know what they were saying. And then the taxi driver will be like, oh, this person is not understanding Chinese. Probably that was the thing. And then they could just leave. I stayed until it was 12 a.m. Gosh. And now I started to get afraid. So after I talked again to this guy, I told him the taxis, I'm stopping some taxis and they are not carrying me. He told me, where's the Rwandanese guy you are with, because he could speak Chinese? I told him he left. He was like, he left you? Did he help you, like, to write down the name? I told him he helped me to write down the name. And he asked me, what name did he write? I told him he wrote like SH. He told me, no, it's not supposed to be like that. He's messing you around. Some of these people, they can't even read it when it is in that form. They can only read it when it is in Chinese characters. And you know the Chinese, even if he wrote it in like SH, that is the pinyin, if it doesn't have the correct intonation, they will not get it, because you know Chinese is all about intonation, even if you write it down in pinyin. So he told me, this, not that you don't know how to write Chinese, let me help you something. I want you to claim this name, because where I am, a bit far. So this guy like told me what to cram. He asked me the name to cram, and then he told me like when the taxi driver comes, just tell him wo yao chu, then the name like I want to go too. So that is what I crammed. And when I got a taxi, I was like, before the taxi came, I was like wo yao chu, wo yao chu, wo yao chu. I was like busy cramming it. So when the taxi came, I was like wo yao chu. Then it could be okay. Then when I found this taxi came, and I told him where I want to go, he was okay. Then picked my bag, put them on the boat, in the car, and then we traveled. And as we traveled, I called the guy, and then the guy could communicate with the taxi driver and tell him the exact location I'm going. And guys, remember it is around 12 a.m. Then guys, I arrived, and now I was super excited. I found a guy who was waiting for me at a restaurant. And like I felt he asked me if I could eat something. I was like, no, and he was like, no, just eat here. It was in Guangzhou, and I was like, just eat here. Some of these things, these foods, you are going to miss them when you are here, and maybe wherever you are going, it's very far away from here. They might not be having some African dishes. So I remember like this guy ordered for me some. That restaurant was awesome. I never forget about it. He ordered some mukimo and fish, and I was like, hey, okonemushi. I felt like this is home, if I can eat mukimo and fish. And I remember that mukimo was super green, like the one my grandma makes. It was amazing. And I said, wow, this is home. I can eat whatever food I want. So I enjoyed the meal, and after that, now it's time to hunt a hotel to sleep to, because I have not yet arrived. And now I remember we walked. I don't know what was happening during that time, or that is the nature of Guangzhou. The hotel were like fully booked. And remember, it's around, I think it was around 1 a.m. by then. We tarmacked, and we couldn't get a hotel. And guys, remember when I was leaving my country, like I was working on a budget, and I will never forget the suitcase that I had. I bought the cheapest. And when I mean the cheapest, I mean the cheapest that I could get, because I remember I bought it at Eastleigh, the cheapest that I could get. And this bag, because of like iyo kuvuruta sana, and we are walking up and down trying to look for a hotel, walking in and out. Bag yangu mbigu ilianza kukaa hivi kombo. You can imagine this, ilikuwa inakaa kombo, and we are walking and we can't get a hotel. And I remember at this time the guy, he was like, now he's tired, and he told me, hey Monica, sasa tukikosa nyumba mimi sina ada, utaenda kulala kwangu. And I felt like you're sharp, like I don't know what to call it, like whatever it is, that one, the sharp thing. I was like, no God, no. I don't want to go to sleep to a man's house. So we walked. But thank God, we finally found a room. We paid for it, and I got into the hotel. Guys, something else. Now the guy has already left me. I'm in the hotel where I'm going to spend the night. When I got to the hotel, I don't know what I forgot or what I wanted. I got into the hotel, and these hotels, they are the one that this hotel that you have to use like the card over there to open the door. No, yeah, you have to use the card. Once you get in, like we insert the card inside, so that the lights can turn on. So I got the hotel, and I don't know what I was looking for. After some time, after taking my shower, I got out. Do you know what? I left the card inside. Ushamba na itatumaliza nani? Yes. I have left my card inside. So I walked downstairs to the reception. There was no one. Maybe it was 2 or 1 or 2 a.m. I don't know. There was no one. I found on the first floor of that hotel, I found a lady. She was sleeping. I tapped on her. She couldn't wake up. I stayed there outside. And then at this time I decided, like, and my phone, everything is inside. I guess there's someone who came out of the hotel, and this person, like, he was Chinese and he could speak. He could understand a little English. So I told him, like, I've left my card. No, I told him my door can't open. Now I'm using symbols and actions. Come. My door can't open. Sometimes if you don't understand a language in a foreign land, it's like you face some awkward situation. So the door couldn't open. This guy helped me, like he went back to his room and then called the reception, told them like I left my card inside. So they came and opened the door, and that was it. And now guys, I'm super excited. My dream come true is already here. And that night, I don't think, even if I slept maybe for 2 hours, I kept on taking pictures and pictures and pictures and peeping on the window to see people walking outside. Yeah, you know. So guys, I think I will not continue from there. If you're interested on the other part of my journey to China, more stories are coming. There is more to tell, my experiences, some good, some bad. Thank you guys for watching this video. Until next time, bye bye. 再见。